Have you ever wondered about the ancient world or asked questions about where our culture comes from? Going back into the past from 1200 BC to 600 AD, the ancient Greeks built a civilization that withstood the hands of time. I have studied the ancient Greeks, learning their interesting culture and beliefs. They worshipped many gods and built an empire based on philosophy, revolutionary war tactics, and a new form of government. While studying, I learned how fascinating Greece is and why the ancient Greeks are so important. They believed in studying the mind, body, and spirit through work and recreational time. First, the ancient Greeks had a unique traditions, including food taboos, consulting oracles, and burial methods. These practices allowed the culture of ancient Greece to be distinct while representing their bold thinking. According to SymbolSage.com, they tell us that the ancient Greeks would not eat domesticated animals, along with every animal they ate having to be sacrificed to their gods before it could be cooked and consumed by a human. There was also a mandatory meal for men and boys for some holidays and religious purposes. This meal is called the Systeia. Prophecies were believed by the ancient Greeks, and they would often travel for many days, going high up into the mountains to consult oracles, who were also high on hallucinogens. These hallucinations were believed to be highly accurate by many of the ancient Greeks. When the Greeks died and went into the underworld, in order to cross the river Atrion, they would have to pay the ferryman Chiron with the coin they had placed into their mouths by their loved ones. If they did not have a coin, they would wander the river Atrion forever, or until they had a coin placed into their mouths. Second, Greeks were proud of their individual skills, representing themselves through their athletics. Athleticism allowed the Greeks to build their social status. According to metamuseum.org, at the core of ancient Greek athletics was an individual's physical endeavor to overtake an opponent. This process of overtaking opponents allowed Greeks to define themselves. The Greeks aimed high at setting records in foot races, long jumps, discus, and javelin throwings, or any other sport that allowed the Greeks to conquer another opponent physically. Interesting enough, most athletics were performed by Greek citizens while they were nude. But this form of practicing all these athletic events led to the creation of the Olympics, which we still celebrate worldwide in today's time. Here's an example of the old way of throwing the javelin and the new way. And then here's the Olympics based in worldwide today. Third, Greeks found a brand new form of government called a democracy. This form of government is so revolutionary that it is still practiced in places like America, Canada, and Norway today. The question is, why did the Greeks invent this form of government? Well, History.com states that the last tyrannical government of Athens ended when Hippias fled the city when Sparta invaded Greece. 2 or 3 years later, after the invasion, an aristocratic Greek started to introduce the democratic practices. These led to the creation of the first democracy called the Democrata. In order to participate in the Democrata, a person had to be of Athenian descent. Oftentimes there were 3,000 men who participated in this. 5,000 of them were regular people that participated in the government voting. This form of government was adopted by Rome and became a democratic republic, which interested the Europeans centuries later, leading to the creation of the United States of America. In conclusion, today we are physically unable to go to ancient Greece. However, you now have a greater understanding of their culture and beliefs. Learning cultures and beliefs are important because it allows us to view our cultural status and shows us how their customs can affect us in our daily lives. Adapting to the world as it is, grows and changing.